Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. We are continuing on with our Pokemon Heartgold Let's Play. Last video, me and the gang took down Price, the gym leader, and this video we are going to be making our way to the radio. Whoa, you are out in the open. You're supposed to be underground, acting in the shadows, not out in the open. What are you doing outside the casino? Gaming center. Get lost. Is this where I need to go, or am I actually supposed to go into the radio station? I am not so sure, but this does not feel right. So yeah, last video we beat Gym Leader Price. This video I believe are heading to the radio station because we did get a phone call from Professor Elm, I want to say, who told us that something's going on at the radio station. So we're going to clear this out. We're going to be using Tom for most of the video just so that I could beef him up to level 30 at least, because he's so close to evolving. We got to have a Feraligatr on the team before we get to the Elite Four, as Butters pointed out. So yeah, let's hop into it. I was told not to let anyone pass, but you understand you're only allowed to come... we're only allowed to come here if we're wearing the Team Rocket uniform. So we got to cosplay as Team Rocket. Okay. Oh, I found it. Here we are. This is where we needed to go to get into the subway area. So if I remember correctly, there should be a photographer in the top right section that has a Team Rocket uniform. I remember coming across that and thinking to myself, wow, why would I ever want to be disguised as Team Rocket other than for like Halloween? And now it's all coming together. We've officially joined our first gang. 10 years old and we've already been inducted into a life of crime. All right, we're deep undercover. It's time to infiltrate the Rockets and bring down this entire operation again. You gym trainers can be a problem. Stay in the gym and stay out of the way. Can't have that. Now, how do I... Oh, I can't use my bike while I'm in a Rocket uniform. Okay. And now we can get up to the radio station to figure out what's going down here. How do you do, fellow Rocketeers? It is I, Arcane, the Rocket. Yes, let me through. I am also a life of crime. Hey, Team Rocket, stop going around in groups and troubling people, you cowards. Huh? Are you Arcane? What are you doing here? No way, you think you're strong now that you look like them? That's foolish, you shouldn't wear those things. No! My short-lived life of crime. It's over. I wasn't made for the bad life. I love that. He has such a funny stance. I feel like he's about to have a dance-off with me. Oh boy, Eradicate. Well, good thing I have... Ooh, I was gonna use Bite, but let's use Cold Bite. You fool. Using mean, scary face? I'm already slow. Honestly, I should probably just use Surf. Surf's like, I think, the strongest move that Tom has. Right? This should hopefully finish this Eradicate off. Oh yeah! Now, once we get Tom to level 30, we're gonna be in a really good spot. Because I think I want to say he evolves somewhere between 32 to 36, because I think that generally the Kanto starters evolved around 34 to 36. Could be wrong. So I feel like the mid-30s is roughly where we got to get Tom to get to his final evolution form. So that's kind of why I really want to get him up there and over that evolution line, because we are getting pretty close to the Elite Four. We only have one more gym left to do here in the Johto region, and then we could take on the Elite Four. So I'm not gonna lie, it feels kind of like I see, you were trying to be sneaky, huh? A typical idea of the meek. No matter, I'll let you handle this. I have to defeat the Dragon Tamer. What's his name? Lance. After that, it'll be your turn. Be ready for it. So edgy, so cool, so awesome. But yeah, it does throw me off that we are, I thought she was going to want to battle. So you don't want to battle? Well, why would they want to take over the radio tower? Quick, Jigglypuff, jump on the mic. Put them all to sleep and draw pictures on their faces. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like this adventure has been pretty short, if that's the way to think of it, because I feel like when I got to the Elite Four in Gen 3, in like Leaf Green or Fire Red, typically my Pokemon were like in the 40s or 50s, I want to say. So if we're going to the Elite Four in the high 30s or low 40s, that seems really low to me. But I could also just be misremembering. Maybe my Pokemon were only in the like 30s when I got to the Elite Four, but it's been so long since I played Fire Red that I'm not sure if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, let me know in the comments is what level were your Pokemon when you reached the Elite Four in Gen 2 games, or in this case Gen 4, the Gen 4 remakes. Well, I guess in general, like what level are your Pokemon generally when you get to the Elite Four? Ooh, Crunch. Crunch is a stronger bite, right? 80 and 100? Oh, dude, that is way better. Why would you ever want to keep bite? Oh, yes, because of the flinch, right? Maybe? But yeah, let me know in the comments what level your Pokemon typically are when you get to the Elite Four and in which game. Because, yeah, I'm really curious because right now it seems like my Pokemon are pretty under-leveled for the Elite Four, but they also don't feel under-leveled because they're higher than most of the NPCs. The only trainer who's had higher level Pokemon than me have been the gym leaders. Everybody else, for the most part, has been pretty under-leveled compared to me. Oh yeah, Crunch is just destroying these things. One more for the win. Boom. These little Rattatas don't stand a chance. But yeah, hopefully after we clear out this radio tower. Wait, what? What? It's already evolving? I thought it wasn't until the mid-30s. Wow, they even evolve earlier. Wow, that's crazy. It's evolving. We're getting a Feraligatr. Oh, the coolest Gen 2 Pokemon in my opinion. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. Oh, man. And we get to learn Agility. I don't think I'm going to learn it, though, because that just boosts up speed, right? Yeah, we don't really need to. Well, maybe, I don't know. I kind of wouldn't be against it, actually. But I already have Strength on. And I have 2 HMs on it. Yeah. Oh, well, I can't learn it. I don't want to get rid of Crunch. I don't want to get rid of Ice Fang, so we do have to give up on it. It would have been pretty cool to learn, though, because Tom's speed is not the greatest. So if I was able to boost it up, I probably could have made this dude, like, in a really strong front leading Pokemon. But yeah, that's awesome. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I really wish that we had gotten like Feraligatr as a Pokemon in Smash, or because like we got Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. How cool would it have been if they had also like put in Gen 2 like starters as well? Like, you know, you don't have to add every Pokemon, but like if you had like put like at least the starters from Gen 1 and 2, that would have been a really cool addition. You know, you put Ethan in there, so like instead of like Red, you put Ethan, and then, you know, you could play around with the Gen 2 Pokemon. Because like, yeah, Chikorita would have been a cool like first stage evolution, for Alligator last stage, and then maybe like I guess the final form of Cyndaquil would have been cool too. But I don't know, it just would have been cool to like, I just really wanted it for Alligator, okay? I just really wanted it for Alligator in Smash Bros. Hey, keep out of our way. Hey, that sounds like a song. What pose do you have? Everybody looks like they're ready to like, I feel like they're gonna start snapping their fingers with their right hand and slowly walking towards me when they're in that pose. It's hilarious. I think ice is effective against flying, right? I feel like it would be. Yeah. Okay. That takes out the Zubat really quickly. I also do feel like I need to beef up Tom to like higher levels, because he was my first Pokemon and I feel like he's kind of gotten left behind a bit. because we've gotten such strong Pokemon. You know, Rai carried us for a large portion of the early game. Then Flame came in and just destroyed all the gym leaders in the middle of the game. And then, you know, it just kind of feels like Rai and Flame have carried the team for like most of the game, and it's kind of like been resulting in some of my Pokemon getting a little left behind. So I don't want to have my Pokemon have too much of a level difference between them. So I do need to make sure to give everybody a little bit more attention. Actually, I wonder if Ice was effective against Zubat because of the flying or because of the poison. Is Ice effective against poison? No, it's not super effective. Hopefully this doesn't miss. No, we're good. I think all my moves have about 100 accuracy. Last video, I did have the option to teach Flame Takedown, I think. But I opted not to teach Flame Takedown because it's a stronger move, but it comes at like 85 accuracy. And I feel like I've been plagued by really bad accuracy this playthrough. So I do not want to have low accuracy moves. Well, I want to have as few low accuracy moves as I can because it's very frustrating when an attack misses. And it's very frustrating when multiple attacks miss in succession. Can't talk right now. But yeah, it's very annoying when like attacks miss back to back. Ooh, a Muck. I gotta catch one of you later. Bite it. Give it a cold bite. By the way, Muck is so cool. Muck is such a cool Pokemon. I gotta really figure out where to catch one of those. Let's hit it with the Surf. Wash it all the way. I think Muck is like one of the tankier Gen 1 Pokemons too, right? Like it has a pretty good tank stat. I think it's like really only weak to like Psychic. But everything else it could pretty much tank, and like on top of that dish out Poison and other status effects that make it like a really good Pokemon. I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering, but I could have sworn that Muck was a pretty OP tank competitively. I don't know if it still is or not, but I remember seeing a lot of discussion about it being pretty good. And there's so many rockets here. Good thing they don't really take that long to beat. Or if they took a really long time to beat, I probably would cut them out of the video, but generally these guys are running some pretty low-level Pokemon that Tom can one-shot. And also gives me a chance to kind of talk about Gen 2 and other Pokemon-related topics that I haven't really had too much of a chance to talk about because we've kind of been blasting our way, no pun intended, through most of this game. But yeah, also I'm really curious, for anyone watching this who has played through either, Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heartgold, or Heart Silver, which game did you start with? And which Pokemon did you choose as your starter and why? Because for me, this is my first introduction into Gen 2. I never got around to playing Gold, Silver, or Crystal. I was aware of them and I always wanted to get them, but I just never really got them. My first Pokemon game ever was Fire Red. So that was my very first game ever into the series. And then I remember when this game came out on the DS, I always wanted to pick it up, but I don't remember why I never did. Like, I feel like this game should have been in my lineup because I did have Pokemon Platinum, and then I stopped. I don't know. Actually, no, you know what? Maybe if this came out after Platinum, I might not have picked it up. Because I just remember on the DS, I stopped after Pokemon Platinum. That was like the game where I stopped playing Pokemon for a long time, and I didn't pick it up again until Pokemon X came out on the 3DS. And then I played Pokemon X, loved it, loved Mega Evolutions, loved the story and the animations and how everything looked, and kind of got back into the series. But I've been really bad about playing through all of these games, and I do plan on playing more on the channel eventually. I think the next game I'm gonna do is probably gonna be either Black or White, and then probably Black 2 or White 2. And then after that, I really would like to play through. I really want to play through Leaf Green at some point. Get a Leaf Green playthrough in, because Leaf Green was a game I really enjoyed. And you know, funny enough, the wait, you're part of them too? I thought you were a civilian. He's an off-duty rocketer. Bro, what? Okay. But yeah, Leaf Green or Fire Red. I can't remember which one I had, but those were my it's so bad. I don't really have a good... None of these moves are really going to be effective against Magnemites. I just got to switch into Flame. But yeah, Leaf Green or Fire Red, I don't remember which one, but one of those was my very first Pokemon game, and it actually was, funny enough, like one of the first LPs I watched. I remember back around high school, I want to say, which was like 2009 to 2000, early 2010, somewhere around there. I remember that's when I started getting into Let's Plays, because I was watching Chugga Conroy's Fire Red Let's Play, and he frickin' made an amazing Let's Play. And I still like to watch it from time to time because oh, is that gonna kill me? No, okay. Because he would play through the game and he would pull up like cool visuals for all of the Pokemon that he encountered on the routes, or that he would face off against, and he would like have a nice image that showed their stats and talk about them all, and it really was an amazing Let's Play. And it's all of his Pokemon Let's Plays have been so good, but that's actually what got me into Let's Plays, and it's what really made me appreciate them and want to make them too for myself on the channel one day. And I don't know, I kind of remember uploading a video or two here and there, but never actually committing to it because I didn't really have the money to invest in a decent computer and a decent capture card, because my computer was like from the 90s, and I was trying to run a Dazzle capture card, and it sort of ran, but the video was so choppy because I don't think there was a graphics card in there. I think it was just like an old processor that I think was a processor and did the graphics too, I think. It was horrible, dude. It was horrible video quality. I didn't have a mic, so it was just the gameplay, and it was a rough time. I think I used to like record with like a camera and like record my TV and try to talk, but then it was a pain because I didn't have a way to transfer the footage from the camera to the computer, and then I didn't really have internet, so I couldn't get my videos uploaded unless I went to like the library or something to borrow the internet. It was a struggle, to say the least, but I really have been a fan of Let's Plays for well over a decade. You know, I started with Chugga Conroy, watched a lot of his, I watched like The Great Clement. Then I got into like Fighting Cowboy in the mid 2010s to late 2010s. Dude, I love it, dude. I always really wanted to make these Let's Plays, but I never just got around to it. I wish I had, because if I had been making content for like 10 years, I could have been covering so many cool games, and it would have been like a really cool like time capsule of my life. You know, it would have been cool to like look back at videos from like 10 years ago and see how I sounded, see how I talked about things, see how I, you know, interpreted things. It would have been a nice time capsule to just take a look back and see how you know, 20-something-year-old, or not even 20-something, like teenager Arcane was. Even my 20s, that's crazy, yeah. Even, no, at 30, I forgot. The 20s were a decade ago for me. I guess it's closer to 2 decades now. 2 decades ago would have been sick to like see what teenage Arcane was doing. Even like 20-year-olds, 20s Arcane was thinking would have been cool. But that is what it is, you know. Started later, but having a lot of fun doing this, and I'm dead. Oh, I'm still living. Okay, I don't really use heals because I'm kind of broke, but we need to use one. I don't want Tom to die, I want him to keep beefing up. Ideally, he becomes like level 34 by the end of this. That Confusion is really messing me up. Confusion is one of those moves that I would never really care to have on a Pokemon, because I think it's kind of like lame. but when I get hit with it, it reminds me that, hey, this move might seem lame, but it's really annoying to deal with. Like, I feel like it's more of an annoyance than anything, and that's why I don't usually care for it, but yeah, in reality, it's probably a pretty decent move to, like, mess up your opponents. Oh no. That's fine, we got crunch. Okay. Now, let's see here. We're at about 20 minutes of recording. Should I end the video? Yeah, we'll end the video. I don't want this to go to 30 minutes. Ideally, I can like tape these videos around 15 to 20 minutes. So we made some good progress, cleared out most of the radio tower. I think there's just a couple more things to do, and it's mostly boss battles, I'm assuming. So we'll pick that up in the next video. If you did enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. It does help the channel out, and it lets you stay notified of when I drop new videos or go live on YouTube. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.